Hi! In today's video, we will look at how to set up the volume profile, what's the volume area, what's the POC, and we will go through the live examples to see how it all works in practice. Simply said, the volume area represents the price range where 70% of total trading volume occurred within a given time period. The volume area consists of three main elements: volume area low, volume area high, and POC, point of control. And of course, range between volume area low and volume area high. Volume area high is the upper boundary of the volume area. Volume area low is the lower boundary, and POC, point of control, is the exact price level where the highest number of contracts was traded during that period. That's why it's called point of control. The volume area is always built starting from the POC. Then, price levels with next highest volume are added above and below it. This process continues until the volume area contains 70% of total traded volume for that period. That's how volume area is built. So when we see that a lot of contracts were traded during a specific candle, the volume area tells us in which part of the candle most of these contracts occurred. The same principle applies to longer time frames. For example, when measuring a swing range, the volume profile volume area shows where the majority of the volume was traded. To give you a real-life example, imagine someone is selling phones. There are buyers and sellers. Buyers want to buy the phone and sellers want to sell the phone. Buyers want to buy at lowest possible price and sellers want to sell at the highest. The price where most buyers and sellers agree is considered a POC, point of control, because that's where the most trades happen. Around this price, the rest of the trades also occur, since this range is accepted by both sides, creating highest volume and most volume. That's why it's called volume area. So the volume area is the price range where the most phones were sold during a given time period. It doesn't matter whether you are measuring time period of 1 month or just single 5-minute candle. Each volume profile shows where 70% of total volume occurred during that specific time period. The volume area is very important in order flow trading because we use it as one of the indicators of absorption. That's why we made this separate video about it. Here we know that a large number of contracts were traded during this time period. It's 4 15-minute candles, so let's measure them together to find out where most of this volume occurred. As you can see through volume area, most of the volume is occurred at lower price levels, because this is volume area high, this is volume area low, and this is POC, and together it's volume area. The price consolidated around these volume levels for a while, then dropped lower, later returned back just below of the POC where most contracts were traded, and then fell again. Here we can see a candle where a large number of contracts were traded. Most of this volume occurred in the upper part of this candle, and the price then moved down. This indicates that the market is not interested in pushing the volume to higher levels. So by doing this, we can track where volume is moving and how the price reacts to it. When you measure any period on TradingView, you can open the volume profile settings and adjust the color and width of the volume area. Settings of volume profile and volume area per candle will be described in order flow module, so don't worry. As I said, we track volume and price reaction to it. This is covered in more details in our order flow video, Price versus Participants, which is our professional concept that we develop. So if you want to continue learning, on our website there is free order flow crypto course along with free PDFs. Each module is clearly organized, so it's easy for you to learn. If you are interested, feel free to check out the description of this video where you will find the link. Thank you so much for watching.